We've seen streamers draft tons of best ball drafts on stream. We've seen streamers even go so crazy as to draft 3 Best Ball Mania teams or NFL teams on a stream before. What we have never seen is 2 idiots drafting 4 different best ball teams at the same time in 4 different sports and 4 different tournaments, one of which they don't know absolutely anything about. So today, myself, Eric Beinfort, and Rob Coakley are going to do a best ball draftcathlon, whatever you want to call it, and try to see how we can navigate 4 different drafts at the same time and probably donate a bunch of money and EV to you guys. So without further ado, let's get ready. Here we go. I'm not ready for this. I've been thinking about this all day, and we talked really quickly before the show, and I was like, should I look at NHL so that I have any idea? And nah, fuck it. We're just gonna fly blind. I have been doing a little bit of baseball. I haven't done much basketball for quite a while, and I actually haven't done any football for a while. since all the chaos of free agency and the trades and all that different stuff. So this is going to be a total disaster, but hopefully it's a little bit of fun for everybody.
So the one thing I want to preface before we do this, actually there's like 100 things I want to preface before we do this, but the main thing I want to preface before we do this is if you're listening to the podcast feed, this is going to be a tough one to listen to, and not because it's going to be tough enough to watch on a stream. Never mind you trying to listen to us audio wise. So if this is your first time listening to the audio stream, listen to something else or come watch us on YouTube. But definitely, it's going to be a tough one. So just a heads up on that.
Yeah. So for anyone that maybe you didn't happen to see what we were tweeting about and sharing in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord yet, make sure to go to spikeweek.com and click Discord. In the header, it's 100% free. But we are going to do 4 best ball drafts simultaneously. We're literally going to register for them, bang, 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 right down the row. And there's 4 what I would kind of call the main tournaments that are out there right now, and they're in 4 different sports. So for the NFL, we are going to do one of the SuperFlex, big board, but SuperFlex drafts. For the NBA, we are going to do the NBA playoff draft, which I believe is called the Dance.
Yeah.
I should probably pull this up. For MLB, which is like just an MLB regular season, full season, similar to a big board or Best Ball Mania or whatever. For MLB, they have what they call the Bunt, which is a $5 tournament. And then there's the one that I'm literally dreading, is the NHL playoff best ball tournament, which I'm not sure what that one is called, because I have not done one yet.
It's
I don't know
obviously called the Big Zamboni.
There you go.
What else would it be called?
the Big Zamboni. So another $5. So if you're a big hockey fan and you've been, I'm not sure if these, it's only 7% full. I'm not sure if these fill quite as fast as some of the other ones. If you've been sitting and waiting around for some of these to fill, this is going to be the most plus EV draft you do in this contest if you hop into this one, because neither of us have any idea what we're talking about with
hockey. Underdog, this is a love letter to you, and you should love us after this. So
right, exactly. So anything you want to touch on before we go ahead and hop in?
I feel comfortable with football as much as I can for the SuperFlex, which still isn't like my normal level of comfortability. Basketball, okay, maybe. Baseball, I know like 3 players, and hockey, we're just drafting Bruins, baby. That's like all I know. So Other than that, no, dude. I mean, I think we just start registering and we start this madness.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. We got the quad screen. Rob is hopping into these as we go. So there we're in
the dance.
We're in the dance. We're in the Zamboni.
Only
one for the hockey. That's nice. Only need one, and that one's filled already. Oh god.
Oh god, not that one. Wait, which one didn't I do yet? This is already a nightmare.
We can't even get in the drafts.
We didn't do baseball.
Baseball, okay. And you did the bunt, right? Yeah, because Paul was asking, are we doing the dinger? We're doing the bunt, so the $5 tournament. Oh god.
Oh Jesus Christ. This is scary. What are we looking at?
So this makes my eyes hurt looking at this, but also that I kind of thought maybe a couple of these might like not fill immediately and we would have a couple of minutes to like start, but they're literally all started.
Oh my god, and look, we got like influencer on every single one. We got the 101 here, we got the 1-2 here, we got the 101. Oh no, we got the 102 with the 101 in basketball, the 102 in hockey, the 102 in football, and baseball. It looks like we're getting towards the end here.
Oh god.
Where are we in baseball?
Okay, I gotta put this in full screen so I can see all of these. Okay, we are on the clock in basketball. So
okay.
They asked to kind of try to discuss any form of strategy that is possible. In my opinion, Giannis is very clearly the 101 in the NBA. So that one's pretty easy. For my NBA sickos, wing is kind of typically a weaker position, and you get Giannis at the wing position. So okay. NHL.
Oh, we're on the clock in NHL, and we're on the clock in football.
I'm fine with McKinnon. I know McKinnon, and he's typically the 101, and we're getting him at 102. Look at that.
Okay,
that's nice.
Great. What are we doing with 10 seconds in football? We have Mahomes on the board. Do we just take him, even with the trade?
Oh no.
Or are we going Herbert?
Let's go Herbert.
Oh my God, we got Mahomes.
God damn it. Okay, auto pick number one. Auto pick number one. Okay, so what pick do we have in baseball? Not till
the 11th.
10th, 11th. Okay.
We have the 11th in baseball. So
that's good. Got a little bit of time.
So we've already screwed up once, but it's okay.
But I mean, it was Mahomes versus Herbert. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I will say, like, I am gonna try my best to add a little bit of maybe some discussion in the middle of it. I do think it's fair to bump Mahomes down behind maybe even a couple of these guys just because of the uncertainty aspect. You know what I mean? Like, I think he could go back to being the 102 if things break the right way. They got MVS. If they get a couple of rookies.
We have back-to-backs coming up in basketball in 20 seconds,
so
just so you know.
The big thing in basketball for me is like most of the shit, right? Is like correlating, stacking, even like stacking a main team or stacking secondary teams. And so we have our Eastern Conference Giannis. If there's Middleton makes a ton of sense. Drew Holiday makes a lot of sense on this team, and or a Western Conference team. I'm trying to keep my eyes on the other boards here.
So we got both Utah guys up top. What are we thinking with Mitchell, Gobert?
I don't love them. I kind of prefer the either Suns or Warriors guys if we're going to go that route. Is Drew Holiday gone? Can you click guard? He might be closer to the top. At the top.
He's not at the top.
No, he's third. So I would literally take all three of the Bucks guys.
So we're just going Bucks.
Yep.
All right.
Because the thing with the NBA stuff is, everything's so correlated, them advancing moving forward, but also like if they play more games in a series. NHL,
we are on the clock in NHL.
I have no idea.
Okay, well,
there's a goalie for Calgary.
How are they in the standings? Do we know?
I told myself I was going to pull this up and then I got distracted. I mean, I'm trying to pull it up really fast. I mean, I would assume that they're pretty high if
there's another guy from Calgary too. I don't even know what. So I've never done fantasy.
The problem is I know me. I've done it like very rarely, and I'm terrible at it. Okay, the Calgary goalie's fun. We have baseball. Either Jose Ramirez or Freddie Freeman. I typically take Jose because Freddie might fall back to us, but he probably won't.
All right. Well, we'll.
Okay, we're back on in So
Are we stacking Calgary? There's
looks
another
like we're stacking
Calgary.
It looks like we're stacking Calgary guys. Yeah, Johnny. I mean, I know Johnny Johnny Hockey. We got to take a guy with a nickname Johnny Hockey. You have to.
All right, so we'll take him. So we're back on the clock on baseball.
Fuck me. So one thing about baseball, its outfield doesn't have quite as much depth. So I would prefer Judge or Alvarez probably.
Is there a preference that you have?
No, you probably hate Judge being where you're from, but I guess it would be Judge. That they're easier to easier to stack. Yeah, you're right. The Yankees are a smidge easier to stack, and I do think stacking is fair. Not like you don't have to like go totally crazy stacking, but I do think it's kind of important to correlate your teams in baseball too, and people do it less. So
I say I like money, but yet I'm drafting 4 teams from 4 different sports.
We're literally donating whatever this is, $50
or we're back to back on basketball in 2 picks. So we have all of the Milwaukee guys. Are we looking to go?
So now I would not want to be taking Eastern Conference teams. So I would want to start Clay, Poole, unclick or make sure we have all 3 positions.
Yeah.
So Draymond and Clay would be awesome here, I think. Yeah, that's what I would do. Clay and Draymond.
We can do both of those and get a Golden State, and Milwaukee stack. And I know that's what you want to be doing in these playoff contests, is just stacking 2 teams and then, hoping to hit on one-offs here and there.
Yep, 100%. And even in the NBA, you can find correlated pieces late, and I think it's a little more valuable. Like, in the NFL, like it's like if you had the one-off Gabe Davis, like that would help you. In the NBA, it doesn't help you as much because like the same teams play more games, right? If one series goes 7 and one series goes 4, if you have the best player from that 4, it's not helping you as much, right? Because just the quantity of games is such a deciding factor on how many points these guys score. So football next. We are going to be on the clock in at least 15 seconds. I'm just letting the time run on the queue. Yes. We're also almost
keeping an eye on NHL. Yeah.
So the problem that we fucked up is the Avalanche and Calgary are both in the Western Conference. And so it's okay. I think we can take the Burakovsky as another Av. Okay. What do we want to do? And damn, Lance went. And did Fields go too?
Fields went, yeah.
Shit. I prefer Javante to pretty much anybody else here if we want to do that.
The only other guy I was looking at is Diggs, but I probably prefer Javante. What are we doing in hockey?
I think we take the Colorado guy and then set ourselves up for either Colorado or Calgary coming out basically, and then take Eastern Conference teams, which I don't even know.
I know who we're taking if it gets back to us in hockey.
Okay.
There's one pick that we have to take.
Okay.
So
football.
We have to take Pasta. How do we not take David Pastrnak?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Eastern Conference, the Bruins.
They've been
better. 85 points, so they're like
second in their division, I think, if I recall.
Yep. Tied with Toronto for second.
We are back on football. We have Diggs available. We have Lamb. We have Mixon. Where do you think?
Diggs.
That's where I would like to go as well. All right, so we got Diggs. So what's going on with baseball? We're safe on baseball. So we're back to basketball.
Basketball. Okay. Poole would make sense to continue the Warriors stack, or Wiggins. Well, there goes Poole. Wiggins would make sense, or then pivoting to another Western Conference team. Cam Johnson is there. Can you just scroll a smidge? I'm making sure we're good on the other drafts. Yeah, we're good. So we got time. So we could do. I like Wiggins, and my preference would probably then be maybe even like either Cam Johnson or Desmond Bane. Will you look at bigs really quick though too? Because big. Mm-hmm. Oh no! Take Brook Lopez as a second guy for the Bucks. Let's just go all in on this Warriors Bucks.
Just absolutely smash on it.
And we don't have a big man, and bigs run out really, really fast in those drafts. So now we're good.
Are we worried about Milwaukee smashing in the first round though, and only getting 4 games?
Yeah, so I think that's something we think about moving forward basically is we'll focus on the Western Conference, but maybe it's a little bit of the lower tier teams that we need to like push a team to 7 games to help get us through the first round.
Okay, we are going to be back on the clock in hockey. We have no defensemen. I don't know if that's good or bad.
There's a Calgary defenseman right there, Rasmus Anderson.
Okay, done.
Boom. Hope he doesn't suck.
Oh, and
then do you want to throw some Boston guys in the queue?
Oh, do we want this guy that's from Calgary, Lindholm?
Do we? Yeah, that's fine. We can punt defense. We can punt. We can defense is like running backs. You don't want those.
Oh, we're on the clock in baseball.
Oh shit.
What do you want to do here?
Gallo, definitely Gallo.
All right, so we'll take Gallo.
Get our setting up a Yankees.
All right, can we get any Bruins that aren't?
You can type in the search. You can type Bruins in the search.
Well, Patrice Bergeron would be the next one, but
he's the next. Okay. No, Marchand runs right there.
Oh, let's take Marchand.
There we go.
All right.
Take him over the defenseman. Make sure we get the Boston.
Yeah.
At least 2/3 of that Boston staff.
All right. So that makes me feel good. We are on the clock in baseball again. We have no pitchers.
Yeah, we can wait on pitching. I would take Goldschmidt or.
Do we want Stanton for the Yankee stack?
Ooh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, let's do that. There's a lot of other Yankees the Yankees are cheap. It's weird. I've been doing quite a bit of baseball drafts, and the Yankees are like Donaldson is super cheap. Rizzo's cheap. A lot of guys are pretty cheap.
All right, so we're going to be coming back around on basketball now, and in basketball we've been doing a Bucks Warriors stack for our playoff. We think that we should probably look at some sort of other Eastern Conference team because we're a little concerned about
what I would. We'll see what these guys do. Hopefully they don't take the guy I'm about to. Are we good in the other drafts? Yeah, we got a minute. I would take Steven Adams first. Helps give us, we're kind of weak at the big spot. It gives us another Western Conference team, right? That would give us a path to play the Bucks in the championship. The Grizzlies are really good, but they're kind of like, they might actually play the Warriors in the second round or something. And then I don't know what I would do on the second one. Ideally, it would be another Grizzlies, but you could also find, somebody from another Western Conference team.
We don't want anyone from an Eastern Conference team at all.
I think we've already taken 4 Bucks. I think we made such a firm stand on the Bucks.
Okay.
That we just want to ride them in the East.
All right. So which way would you be looking here? Paul George?
Paul George is pretty interesting just because he just returned to practice. And so, if they sneak in from that play-in, that would be pretty fun.
Okay, we are on the clock in hockey as well. So we're going to take Paul George in basketball. We have that Calgary defenseman still that we can get.
We should probably do that.
So I think we can do that. So
he's still around. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So he slid, which I like.
We're on in football.
Oh shit, we are on in football.
I don't love Keenan. Saquon. I know you hate the Giants, but Saquon is pretty interesting here.
Oh, I find Saquon interesting because I'm not sure he's going to be on the Giants still. I still could see him getting traded. And he has the other guy I like is Kittle, but I don't.
Okay.
Wait to see the slides.
Hockey. Would you put one of the top? There's another Colorado guy, Gerard, and he's a defenseman, and we need a defenseman.
All right, there we go. That's where we're going because we had 5 seconds.
That's not that bad though. We have. I guess I don't know. Do we need another goalie? I don't know anything about goal. We only have the Calgary goalie.
I see a guy with 3 goalies. I see a guy with 2. I see a guy with 0. So,
what's the right thing to do? We're trying to lean on you guys, and you're not helping us at all here.
We're back on the clock in football. Do we go Kittle here and lock up tight end?
Yeah,
let's want to go.
Let's do Kittle.
All right, so we're gonna grab Kittle in football. We're gonna lock up tight end. That's going to give us like a stud at every single position to start this draft. We're going to be coming up on baseball, and we're going to be coming up on hockey as well.
Okay.
How many people are we taking in hockey?
Is it just 10? Is this our last pick?
If it's just
I really don't know.
No, there's more than 10. We're
looking.
go
12. 12.
Okay.
12.
Oh, and we're coming up in basketball. All right, so we're on the clock in fucking everything right now.
Shit.
Um,
Just get somebody from one of the Rangers is fine from the East because they're in the East.
All right, do we want a center?
Or yeah, we have 4 wings. We have 4 wings. Do Zibanejad or however you say this dude's name.
All right, so we're doing Zibanejad. We got 5 seconds in baseball.
Franco, that Wander's fine. Wander's fine. It's not
so
totally
we got Wander.
ideal, but
we have 12 seconds in basketball.
Fuck. Reggie Jackson. Boom. We took Paul George.
All right, we're back on the clock in baseball.
Oh my god.
We're done with basketball. We finished it.
Okay, that's good. Let's take Arenado for I'm a Cardinals fan, so let's at least when we're in the hockey also on the clock.
Oh, hockey on the clock.
So now do we have to take another Ranger I think we have to take another Ranger.
Do we want to take the defenseman?
Probably the defenseman, right? I would think. We have 3 centers, 4 wings. I'm trying to look at the scoring like it really matters, but well, yeah, take the defenseman.
All right, we'll take the defenseman.
Now I think we're good on defense. You only have to fill the 1 defense spot.
Okay.
There's two flexes, so the forwards naturally are going to be better.
So I think I don't want to tip our hand too much because I don't know who the hell's watching this, but we would take the Boston goalie, right? Like, because we're hoping for them to advance to the finals with our Boston stance.
We have to. Yeah, because we have Calgary, and it would give us multiple shots at the goalie spot, right?
Right. I know Swayman isn't the greatest. I've heard at least 3 things about him this year, so
we just need a warm body, I think, at this point.
Yeah, so I think that's the way to go, just in case they do advance through and we get the Swayman one, because it looks like he's probably the best available in terms of our build.
Right.
Like I'm talking about our hockey build, our hockey build.
We're sticking within this 3-4-3-2 structure here in hockey. The well-noted 0 goalie or whatever. I have no idea. I don't even know who these players are. So whoever is in this, there's badges. I know that I've seen a couple of these names before, and they're probably not watching, but they're probably like, look at these idiots.
Dummies. Where are we at?
What's next?
We're probably going to end up doing our last hockey pick next.
And basketball's done. The basketball team turned out really good, actually.
You like the basketball team a lot? We'll recap it at some point. I'm leaving it up there just to recap it. Maybe when things settle down a bit and we can kind of focus. And how's the chat going? Have you been able to check the chat? Or
no. No, I had to pull to make sure I could see every draft well enough on my screen. I had to go full screen on the stream. So
all right, we are on the clock. We're going to take Swayman and hockey, right? That's the game plan. So we got Swayman. That should complete hockey.
Beautiful. Look at us.
Okay, so I see Sean Mancy said in your NHL stream, thanks for the EV. You're welcome.
Who said that?
Sean Mancy said that he was watching. He's in our NHL. So, no problem, bro.
Sir, you are very welcome.
Terrence Charles said, this is madness. It's like, yeah, dude, this is absolute madness. That is for sure.
Hey, look at this. He said, get a Boston goalie. There's 2 who rotate, and we got a Boston goalie to go with our Boston stack.
It's almost like we kind of know what we're talking about, at least a freaking little bit.
We could have pretended like we were NHL experts.
Yeah.
And been like, oh, yeah, what's his name? Swayman?
Yeah.
He rotates. They split a goalie.
Sometimes he plays, sometimes he doesn't. Why wouldn't we take him?
Sometimes he plays. That is great.
All right, we're on the clock next in football, and we have Mahomes, Javonte Williams, Barkley, Diggs, and Kittle.
So I definitely think we keep waiting on quarterback, right? Unless you want Willis. I could understand Willis, but I think Elijah Moore would be pretty fun here, would be my preference.
Yeah, I would like to go.
Sutton has or McLaurin. Oh.
So this is
You were
what's
not at
left.
the top.
I wasn't at the top because I've been panicking. So the top is McLaurin. Do we want to go McLaurin?
McLaurin would be my favorite, I think. So
Right.
there's also something to be said for it. I know it's not that big of a deal in this tournament or whatever, but
Mhm.
not paying the steam price like on the Broncos, right? Like Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton and stuff. Like I love them. And like once we get to best ball, I guess hold on a second.
We have to go to baseball.
Let's I'm a pretty big Joe Musgrove fan. Get our first pitcher here in the 7th.
All right.
Which is I do a lot of pitchers are like running backs also. So football back on the clock.
Where do you want to go?
We could stack McLaurin with Wentz. Was Wentz available?
Wentz is still available.
We could stack McLaurin with Wentz. I mean, it's not like I love Wentz, but I think it makes sense on this team.
I'm fine with that. I do hate some of the value that we're leaving on the table with the wide receiver spot doing it, but I'm okay with it because we know that they're definitely going to be a stack. They're not trading Wentz again.
No.
We are on the clock in baseball.
My favorite pitcher, I really like double dip in pitcher here, and it's probably Frankie Montas is my favorite pitcher.
Do you guys like take account? I mean, obviously we want strikeouts and all that other stuff. I'm sure that's equates better into the baseball stuff. Again, I'm a gigantic baseball novice. Until the other night, I've never drafted any baseball team. I never even did it like with friends. Baseball was never the sport. But do we just take into account stats? Are you guys taking into account ballpark sizes? I know that matters sometimes.
Yeah, a little bit of everything, definitely.
So, I mean, I know in DFS, I played a lot of DFS baseball, and the goal was always to stack as many Colorado games as you could.
Yep.
So I don't know how much we're taking that into effect. Like, are we taking the Colorado division ever into account, or am I just talking insane right now?
No. The Rockies actually are kind of interesting. Chris Bryant is there now, and he's gotten steamed up quite a bit, but I still think he's pretty interesting. And then a lot of the other Colorado guys are super cheap. I think they make for a really fun, like kind of cheap stack because the Rockies are literally obviously going to play more games in Coors Field than anybody is, and they're cheap. Even so, it's kind of like people are double counting. They're bad, so they're getting priced like other bad hitters, but they play in Coors Field. And so, especially in a tournament like this, I just want, them to be good enough all year in the tournament and then pay me off at the end of the year in Coors Field, right? Hope maybe against some bad pitchers. Cause it's like, end of season baseball is like end of season NBA, like, right? Like teams are calling up guys are resting, they shut guys down, whatever. Yep. And so, I want to shout out. I can't remember who did it in the chat in the Discord, so I apologize for not remembering. But somebody put together an incredible like end of season schedule type thing for like all the playoff rounds and kind of late season. How many games teams are playing? Where like how many teams are playing in Coors in the playoff rounds? And then even beyond Coors, how many teams are playing? Like how many games certain teams are playing in like top hitting ballparks? So, there's Baltimore just moved their fences back. That used to be one. And so people are crushing it with looking at some of this stuff in the Discord. And honestly, it never even crossed my mind until people started posting it. And so I've been thinking about that a little bit more too.
I need you to pull Paul V's comment onto the screen, please.
Rockies hitters are like, sometimes that is.
So he said Rockies hitters are like Bruins goalies. Sometimes they play and sometimes they don't. And that's what we're looking for.
Chef's kiss, Paul. That is very, very, very well done.
It's accurate. Very accurate. Samuel says he's been trying to include a pitcher in his stacks because they probably get a W when the offense goes off. So that makes sense. Yep. Honestly, I never thought of that, but like it's just such a simple thing that when you're like, oh, yeah, obviously. And
yeah, once somebody says it. Yeah, once somebody says it. Obviously, it's not like a huge deal, but like in that playoff run, we're up.
We're up on baseball.
If you want to take another pitcher, Erod, it would be Eduardo Rodriguez or I'm also big on Justin Turner. If we want a hitter, I'll let you pick. We're
gonna take Turner because I think we might be able to get both. maybe.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah, because he has good call. That guy has
Yeah.
4 pitchers already.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of the play I'm going to try to make. I'll make that decision. See how it goes for us. And it does not work.
Son of a
He
bitch.
takes Rodriguez.
Mania is fine from it's another Oakland pitcher, but that's fine. So they did another thing. The chat. I learned shit from these guys, and these guys are brilliant in the MLB portions of the Discord. These guys are seriously. I learn shit every single day. But they were talking through. Somebody posted a team that had 3 Giants pitchers, and I never even thought about it. Where it's like you might like all those pitchers individually, but kind of like cutting off your upside in the playoff rounds, because what you really want is 2 start weeks, right? You want your starting pitcher to start twice in that week, because obviously that's how you unlock the ceiling. And when you take too many pitchers from that same team, you are guaranteeing yourself 1 to 2 of them are not going to get 2 starts. Like a team might only get 1 pitcher that starts twice in the same week. And so I think 2 is fine, but that was just an interesting thing that it just so happened to be relevant to the team that we were drafting.
All right. I want to try to recap our basketball team so that I can expand our football draft. Which I'm going to have to wait.
Let's hit this turn.
Yeah, we got to hit football. We got to hit the football one first. I think we're probably looking at wide receiver, right? I mean, I think that's where we'd be going here.
I think that's why we did what we did, was now we can smash a lot of these wide receivers. I like Mooney, man.
I like Mooney as well. I don't know if I like anything after him at this spot.
I still like Gabe, and I think Renfroe is fine. I know obviously Devontae is there, but kind of a rising tide lifts all boats type of situation on the Raiders. We talked about them the other night on the stream, that the offense is just going to be really good. And if the offense scores a bunch of points in the playoffs, why can't Renfroe score multiple, have a big week?
Well, I like Renfroe as well. I guess 8's fine. I guess I would want him more around like the 10th round, and I'd be like super happy. But I guess we can't always get what we want.
There goes. I was gonna say I would maybe prefer Gabe if we wanted to go Tony or Treylon Burks. One interesting thing about the rookies is taking a shot on the rookies and seeing who lands with the Chiefs and probably the Cowboys, because they're going to be a smash. And so maybe we do Burks.
I kind of like Burks, especially because we're only starting 2 wide receivers in this format, where we probably starting 3 with our flex spot. But I think that in this particular format, where it's not a definite you have to start 3,
right?
I like taking my shots a little earlier.
Yeah, I think you should just draft for upside almost entirely, right? Because you only need two. You only guaranteed need 2 of them.
All right. I do want to get to a question in the chat, because I actually had the same question. It's from Felix. It was, is stacking a team's pitchers any positive correlation?
Yeah, kind of. I kind of talked about the negative correlation aspect to, the 2 start thing, but obviously the pitching environment and possible schedule alignments, right? If you both face the same shitty team more frequently or in the playoffs, that's good. And if you're pitching, right, Oakland guys, huge ballpark, not a good hitter's park. So, that's a big plus. So yes, kind of. I actually think small, like it's very small, but it's kind of offset by the 2 start thing that hurts your true ceiling in the playoffs.
We are on the clock in baseball. We currently have a 3-4-3 build.
Okay.
Is there?
I kind of think Conforto. Yeah, I kind of think Conforto is super interesting. He's still a free agent, and what we've seen so far is like basically if you would have done, this was kind of true for NFL too. If you would have done just like drafted all the uncertain free agent guys, like they all end up landing in these spots and shoot way up the board. And Conforto's like the last stud free agent left. Donaldson
just
here,
giving us no time to talk through this.
Now Donaldson, round out this Yankees.
We got this Yankees massive stack. So I just want to hit real quick on our basketball team that we finished. We took a big we went heavy on Milwaukee, Golden State. So we have 3 guards. We have Drew Holiday, Klay Thompson, Reggie Jackson. The wing, we have Giannis and Chris Middleton, both Milwaukee Bucks as well. Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins for 2 Golden State guys with Paul George. And then our 2 bigs are Brook Lopez and Steven Adams. So what I do like is that with this big swing at Milwaukee, if Milwaukee gets through, we have players in every position, which is the idea, right?
Yep.
And Golden State, we're getting both our guards and wings. So it's like, I think this is perfect if we end up with some sort of Golden State Milwaukee. And I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. Milwaukee's probably going to win the East.
Right. And even obviously no one is going to bet on the Clippers to make it. But like,
right.
What if Paul George and Kawhi come back? I don't think I think it's very, very, very unlikely Kawhi does. I think it's reasonably likely Paul George comes back. And now you have like a good Clippers team as an option for us against the Bucks, right? You made a bet on the Bucks. Like the Bucks have to make it. But like that's fine. We made our one big bet, and now we have the Warriors, we have the Clippers, and we just a little bit of help from Steven Adams. Maybe the Grizzlies win a couple rounds to help our big position until we get to the finals. And I think it's a pretty good team.
All right, you ready to go over our stellar hockey team?
No.
We have 3 centers. We have Nathan McKinnon. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to say some of these names.
Yeah,
Nathan McKinnon, Elias Lindholm, Mike from the Rangers. So Colorado, Calgary, the Rangers. We have 3 centers. We have 4 wings. We have Johnny Gaudreau, Andrew Burakovsky, David Pastrnak, Brad Marchand. Those are pretty easy. We have 2 Bruins there.
Would have been sweet if we got Bergeron to round out that Boston stack. That would have been sweet.
That's what I was trying to do. We also got Rasmus Anderson with 2 S's. That's fun. Samuel Girard, Adam Fox, and that keeps going with our Calgary, Colorado stacks. And then at goalie, we got Jacob Markstrom from Calgary, and we got Jeremy Swayman from Boston. So if we're looking for a Calgary, Boston Stanley Cup final,
and even if it's not Calgary, Boston, if it's Colorado, Boston, we're fine too.
We're still fine. Calgary is what we would prefer, though.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna just expand our
thank God,
our other 2, make this look somewhat freaking normal. We are on the clock in football.
See, I don't even know this. I should know this. The Pasta doesn't play with Bergeron and Marchand anymore. Oh, okay. Football.
Yes, football. 17 seconds. We have 2-2-4-1.
Claypool?
That's exactly who I was about to star, just out of pure panic. I like Claypool. What is going on with Jimmy Garoppolo? How has he not been traded yet?
Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy.
We are on the clock in baseball. We will continue this conversation in a second. Oh, Will Smith, of course. I mean, how do we not
stop it? I'm just trying to make sure we're not missing any stacks. Here's a take for I like Wainwright, Adam Wainwright, 4th from the top pitcher for the Cardinals. Again, a little bit of a homer take, but the thing that is very different about like the MLB best ball stuff versus like DFS or whatever. Like Wainwright's never gonna like rack up a ton of Ks and all that, but he's just gonna pitch. He's gonna go out every 5 days. He's gonna pitch a ton of innings, and that's what we need. Start somebody in football, then we can do baseball because we're on the clock in both.
What do we want to do here? Do you like Sanders?
Pollard or Sanders? You can pick between those 2 guys. I'll find a baseball guy. We got 10 seconds on baseball.
I kind of like Sanders.
Would you hurry up? More. Okay. Hit Pablo Lopez down, pitcher, purple. Boom.
Oh, I got him.
That was good. That was quick fingers.
All right. We've only messed up once somehow. All right. Back to Jimmy G.
It was the first, and it was in the first round.
Yeah. All right. Garoppolo, are you Trey Lance truthers scared that he's just going to stay with San Fran and ruin everything for you guys?
How the fuck can you not be scared? It has to be. Like you're being unreasonable. Like you're just not being logical if you're not thinking that this is bordering on worst case scenario for Trey Lance. This is like this could be a Jordan Love situation.
Yeah.
It is proven that Kyle is not willing to just turn over, the keys to this guy. And so any reason for them to hold on to Jimmy for one more year, they might just do it. And then like, I could absolutely see Kyle just running it back with Jimmy 100%, 100%. And we're sitting here on Trey Lance shares like they're Jordan Love, but we drafted Jordan Love in the 8th round, 7th round, or whatever.
Newbie said that was suspenseful with us trying to draft too. I mean, yeah, dude, it's not ideal. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, Shane, one of our resident best baseball experts, innings eaters. You talked about the baseball thing, like what are we kind of targeting with pitchers? That's a mental block for me because in DFS, it's just like strikeouts, right?
Yeah.
It's like target the guys who are going to strike people out and pray they get the win, right? Pray they go enough innings. In this, it's like, yeah, you want to target the good pitchers that are going to strike people out, but there's a ton of value in the Wainwrights of the world who are just going to go out and throw 7 innings every night, stumble across the win, and they rack up a ton of points. And that it's a huge mental hurdle for me personally.
So just a name that catches my eye in baseball as a guy that doesn't follow it as much anymore. Syndergaard used to be insane, right? So now he's falling to the 15th round. Has he been with the Angels a long time at this point? I mean, he was
first year, signed a 1-year, $21 million like prove it deal. Basically, I imagine he had a lot of suitors, and I think he probably wanted a prove it deal 1 year because he's been hurt and stuff for so long. He's pretty interesting. I think he does in like our team where we have pretty solidified 5 guys. I think taking a shot on someone like him does start to make sense. Because I mean, who knows? We really don't know. He could be totally limited on innings. He could just not be the same guy anymore, but he's certainly at his peak, not a guy that should go 160th overall. It's just one of those who knows type of deals.
All right. I was just kind of curious. He went anyways, and we're not going to get him because we talked about him. I'm sure that's what it was, and not because he was at the top of the queue. But so what do we get going on in football? We only have 2 quarterbacks, but we have Williams, Barkley, Sanders. We have Diggs, McLaurin, Mooney, Burks, Claypool for wide receivers. I actually really like this team.
This is a good team. We drafted
George
good
Kittle.
teams. We drafted good. I'm patting ourselves on the back for this because I thought this was going to be a total stone disaster. And I think every one of them so far is a pretty good team.
I mean, you tell me on hockey if it was good or not. I think
good point.
Conceptually it feels right, but
look, the chat didn't bury us. They didn't say, look at these fucking idiots with this hockey team. They actually were like, yeah, just take the Boston goalie. You got it. It's fine.
We're on the clock in baseball.
Let's take a look. So we really just have a Yankees stack. If we want put Hyunjin Ryu, pitcher for the Blue Jays, purple, right above you. Just put him in the queue because I think that's fine, and I don't really love much else here. That's fine.
You don't love Kiki Hernandez from Boston?
No, nobody loves Kiki.
Oh my god!
But he is on it in a pretty good offense.
This guy, hold on, Big Ideal is ruining everything. Big deal.
It takes him.
Relax. Just relax for 2 seconds.
How does he even click that fast?
Yeah. What are we doing?
Yeah. So we got 15 seconds. Let's do. I would like to do Andrew McCutcheon. Andrew McCutcheon. Down. Scroll. Yep. Boom.
All right. We'll take McCutcheon.
Okay, we're on in football.
Okay.
Fuller would be the guy that jumps out to me, or Jameson. Oh man, can we get both? Do you think we can get both of those guys?
Well, we'd have to go Fuller first.
Yeah, we got to go Fuller. And let's see if Harhabs takes Jameson.
Where are you on Mostert now?
I'm in.
I mean, I love smashing him earlier, and I'm just worried about how far he's going to creep up.
Yeah, he's an awesome 0 RB. Really, any structure, I think, but 0 RB for sure.
Yeah, I just love the addition. I think he's going to get more work than some people are expecting. I think by the end of the year, he's going to steam up, and people aren't going to be as on. Fucking Christ! Oh my God!
This son of a bitch.
We're definitely getting sniped. This is a legit snipe. Snipe on those.
A similar bet though at running back, Darrell Henderson. I really like him. Why does he go after where he went last year? Sony is gone. Cam Akers did not prove to be that much better than him last year, and he proved.
Is Sony gone?
Well, he's a free agent, so technically not.
Is he a free agent?
Okay. Yeah, he's a free agent. I would think Sony is kind of like doing the Melvin thing, like just kind of waiting it out and seeing who comes calling at the end, right? Seeing where the dominoes fall.
I can't wait for the Leonard Fournette truthers to just get absolutely wrecked when Melvin Gordon signs with Tampa, because that's what's happening. That is the most Tampa signing of all time.
Lenny's also going to go in like the second round.
Yeah, I'm going to have 0% Leonard Fournette this year.
And it's that thing where I understand why he's going to go where he's going to go, but you are not going to catch me clicking on Leonard Fournette in the second round. Just not happening.
Especially when they sign that other back, because they're signing another back. Newsflash. And it's not just going to be I don't think they're going to draft one though. Maybe. I mean, if they don't find the guy they want, but I think they're going to try to get a Gordon or a Justin Jackson or something like that. It's what Brady's going to want. It's what the team's going to want. They like veterans there. I mean, we saw what they do with young guys. They hated Ronald Jones, Keyshawn Vaughn,
and Keyshawn
barely ever got any play. And they went out and they just keep signing veterans. Last year was Giovanni Bernard. It's just what that team is going to do. And all this Leonard Fournette hype is about to get absolutely crushed in the next week or so, in my opinion.
It's funny to me that James White came back to New England. I feel like that would have been the perfect marriage kind of for pretty much like the end of James White's career almost, and the end of Tom's career, to reunite for one more run together.
They should have, yeah.
But I think Tom's going to want somebody like that, and then all right, baseball. Then Lenny's going to be totally dust. What do we have? 5 infielders and how many? We
have 6 pitchers, 5 infielders, 5 outfielders.
Okay,
so we're 6-5-5 right now,
and we have. Let's do Nathaniel Lowe, infielder, Texas, about 7th from the top.
Got him.
He's really, really cheap. He plays first base. He's a great example of how you can wait a little bit on infield. And let's see how fast Big Deal does his picks.
So fast.
Unbelievable. So another pitcher, and it just so happens to be for the Cardinals. It's kind of an innings eater that I really like in this format, is Steven Matz. The Cardinals signed Matz. And I think he's another really I'm never going to play him in DFS, but I'm going to draft him a bunch in best ball, kind of that weird archetype.
Do we not have one Red Sox on this team? How dare you?
Yeah.
This was purposeful.
Your subconscious came out touting Kiki Hernandez when we didn't have any Red Sox on the team.
That was the
Cardinals. 3 Cardinals though.
Yeah, so I took over the hockey. You took over for the baseball.
That's true.
Our insider knowledge is just absolute fandom.
Insider knowledge where we had to get corrected that Marchand isn't even on the same line as Pasta and Bergeron anymore, because we literally know nothing about hockey.
I mean, but sometimes they might be, as we've learned. Sometimes
they will, and sometimes they won't.
That's our new.
Can someone though correct us? They have to be on the power play together, right? Like I would assume that they're at least on the power play together, which is probably all we care about anyway.
That's going to be our new show motto. Sometimes we draft a good team, sometimes we don't. What do you want from us?
Terrence brings up a good point. We had this decision, right? Choosing between Fuller and Jameson. It's like choosing between past and future, or like choosing. For me, it's like choosing between two children. It's like Will Fuller is like the guy that I just want to draft in every draft, and Jameson is like the new, like he says, the future Will Fuller. The Jameson thing, I mean, it was smart to try to get both, I think, but it was would have been really nice to get both Burks and Jameson on a Mahomes team, because you give yourself more outs to that stack, but that's okay.
All right, we're going to be coming up on the clock in football, and I am never mind, because there he goes. The two guys I was looking at just went, so that's wonderful. What are you looking at here? Do we want to get our other tight end and wrap it up with Cole Kmet or Logan Thomas?
We don't need to take a quarterback, I don't think, because I don't think he's going to take one. But Logan Thomas, Logan Thomas, and then there's mainly one quarterback. So hopefully he's not listening and he's going to take him. But round out the stack.
Harbs was absolutely listening. He sniped both our picks last time.
Both.
Dude, he is 100% watching this stream and knows that we are.
He's good. I see him, and he drafts good teams. Obviously, he has the red. McCall and James Washington. That's pretty interesting. So I'm gonna say Matt Corral round out the quarterbacks.
All right.
I'm not a particularly huge fan. Like, you want to get my hand in the dirt, but listening to some other people like that I respect and stuff, like Kevin Cole from PFF, former Roto-Grinders employee, is like in love with Matt Corral, and he does have upside. That's like the big thing, is he's a really good athlete. He ran a shit ton in college, and so as the quarterback 3, I think he gives us, with Mahomes, we kind of built a balanced QB room, right? The high end elite guy, then the mid tier guy that's stacked, and then the kind of upside rookie to round out our quarterback group. I think that's pretty good.
I was looking at Khalil Herbert and Julio Jones on right before they both went. And I know we make the jokes about Julio being dust, but 14th round Julio at the end of the 14th, when we know that he's only going to be signing with some sort of elite quarterback, some sort of elite upside option, I think it's just an absolute smash at this point. I think you're going to be seeing him go in like 8th, 9th round going forward. And it's just, right now, I'm just snatching him every chance I can get.
Yeah, he's super fascinating to me, because you talk about this, like, I almost get sick of saying this, but it's the truth. It's one of those situations where I understand the negative aspects of Julio just as much as everybody else does. But if everybody is going to be out on him, he's still fucking Julio Jones if he lands in a decent spot. You know what I mean?
Well, he's not going to sign with the Jag. I mean, we're on the clock in baseball.
Bailey Ober. This is one of my guys. This is one of my roster. This guy early in the season in DFS. Bailey Ober. That's one of my dudes. And now we got. I'm trying to get ready, because Big Deal is going to draft 2 guys in 5 seconds.
So
what do we have?
Strasburg just must be washed now, right?
Yeah, and hurt and
hate to see it.
We have 6 infielders, so we're good on infield. How many outfielders do we have?
We have 8 pitchers, 6 infielders, and 5 outfielders.
Okay, so we want one more outfielder. Go to outfield. I like Ramon Laureano here. He's suspended, actually, and a free agent. But
what a combo!
Like, it's the right, exactly.
You really sold me on him.
He's literally not going to play. He doesn't have a team, and he's suspended. So this is why I like him. And I call him. But he's like, he would go 10 rounds higher, 12 rounds higher, or something like that. If he had already signed. Certainly, if he was, so he served almost all his suspension last year, and he's just way too good to be a last round pick. And so, just bide your time for a month without your last. You're probably, how often are you even really using your last round pick? It's kind of like Michael Thomas last year was like, yeah, he was an 8th round pick. Like, do we really want to use our 8th round pick on a guy that's going to miss time? But in the 20th round, I'm willing to take that shot on him.
So that should be it for baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Now we can relax and do what we do best, which is football.
Yeah, thank God.
So let's go over our baseball team. And I know Numi's got one more pick, but he is like one of our resident baseball experts. I saw him roaming in the chat. So we got Musgrove, Montez. How do you say that name? Manaya.
This is look at this comment. This is an absolutely excellent comment from Travis. And no one's gonna listen to this on the audio feed because you're probably like losing your mind. Like I can't imagine driving to work listening to this nonsense, only audio. But Travis says that this guy is on death row. But here's why I like his upside. And that's really pretty much what I just said about
oh my God, my head is like spinning for the Travis. I'll give you some credit. I might steal that and make a video out of that.
So good. Use grab a screen grab his comment when you put the video together, because that's a legendary comment. I think
I'll give you some upside because now you've just unlocked this whole thing in my head, and I have this whole video just planned out in the last 5 seconds. So thank you. So I have a weekend project now.
So baseball team, we got 4 picks until. Do you want me to talk a little bit? Hit that one.
See, I did another draft. How fun is that?
Yeah. So I generally think that 866 is about, like, if you were gonna do like a standard structure, 866 is pretty much it. We went kind of with a 0 pitcher, which is 100% my preference. Pitchers actually score fewer points in this format, and then cheaper pitchers have a much, like, they're kind of like running backs. They score less points, aside from Jacob deGrom, assuming health, right? They also get hurt a lot more. They're like very, very similar to running backs. They actually score less points. They get hurt more frequently, and the guys that are cheaper can match a lot of the superstars. So we'll draft these football picks here in a second, but I like all the targets that we mixed in upside with kind of some of the innings eaters. We got a pretty fun Yankees stack with just kind of like I don't even love Wander Franco, honestly, at his cost, but getting him 10 picks after ADP is nice. We didn't draft any Red Sox, which is obviously nice. We drafted a bunch of Cardinals, which is like even better when you don't draft Red Sox. And so it's a pretty good team.
All right. We are on the clock in football. We probably want to go wide receiver here, right? I mean,
think so.
Are you
Hamler or Visca? Take Visca. We got to take Visca.
Okay.
If he goes to KC.
So he was one of the guys I was going to bring up because of the trade. I do think there's another guy here that's getting overlooked. I'll bring him up after, but you exactly hit on it. He's under like the microscope for so many trade rumors at the moment. It almost feels like it has to happen, right? They still have Marvin Jones. They brought in Kirk. They brought in Evan Ingram. So he's sort of starting to feel like the odd man out. They have a new coaching staff. Maybe they just were like, we're not even going to try with him.
Right.
The other guy I was looking at, since he's still there, is Cedric Wilson. And I think amongst the Tyreek Hill trade, he's getting overlooked like crazy. Like, I know he's not going to be their number one, but I think as a third wideout, he's got huge play upside. And like, he's going to be our 8th wide receiver.
Put him in the queue. Yeah. He also has contingent upside.
Yeah.
If the reason why a lot of people are talking negatively about the Tyreek trade for the Dolphins is obviously his age, but as a part of the age comes injury concerns, and Tyreek has injury concerns both from his knee, like Drico has brought up his knee issues, and his hammy. And so, when you run that goddamn fast, the hammy, those really fast guys pull their hammy all the time. And Cedric Wilson, they signed him to play a real role in this offense. You wouldn't pay somebody that kind of money not to. And then it just so happens down the road, the Tyreek Hill thing comes available to them. But, they do still have Devontae Parker. My gut tells me that they're going to try to shop Devontae Parker to a wide receiver needy team after getting Tyreek and Wilson. Just my take. Devontae is also like the total opposite of a McDaniel Shanahan archetype of a wide receiver, like literally zero yak, zero separation, just like contested catch type guy. So my guess is they try to shop him, but which would open up.
They're going to try to shop him, and then they're going to get nothing. Nobody's going to offer him anything, and then they're going to release him. That's what's going to happen with Parker. Travis Reed said he's happy to help. You're welcome, buddy. Well, thank you, buddy. I will definitely throw you in because I think I have a video to do. But yeah, I think Parker gets released. I said it right away because people were bringing him up as part of it. They were bringing up Devontae Parker, but not Wilson. And it's like, of the two guys, who's going to be on this roster? The guy they signed as a free agent or the guy that's been there for 17 years and hasn't done anything?
And they paid real money. It wasn't like they signed him for a 1 year, $3 million incentive laden contract. They paid him real money to come play.
So Parker's out. Like that's the writing on the wall to me is Parker is out. Just like I think Laviska. I think Laviska is less likely to be out, but I think he is definitely a guy that you're going to see on the move. And it's not going to take a lot to get him, and people will trade for him because he is younger. So Green Bay gives up what, a 6th round? What do you think? 6th round for Viska, 7th round for Viska?
Yeah,
and everybody makes out. Yeah, I mean, who likes Viska other than the 17 of us that play best ball every year?
Yeah, exactly. Do you watch Ship Chasing? Okay, you like Viska. Everyone else, no. no one likes Viska. And I mean, I understand the if you're not like a Viska guy, but I still believe in the guys that are like good with the football in their hands. Was a good prospect, had draft capital. I think the NFL believes in him too.
Right.
And I think that's why we're seeing the trade rumors. Like, why are the Chiefs getting rumored to be trading for Laviska Shenault? Like, if they didn't think there was something in there, you know what I mean? Like they
think about Mahomes elevating him too.
Yeah,
or Rodgers elevating him.
100%. I mean, he can't be worse than Hardman. So,
all right, let's run over our baseball team real quick. So we went over like kind of the stacks and everything, but we have Musgrove, Montez, Manaya, Weinreich, Lopez, Jin Ryu, Steven Matz, Bailey Ober, and then those are our pitchers. Our infield is Jose Ramirez, Wander Franco, Nolan Arenado. I know how to say this name. Why am I freaking?
Arenado, yep.
Arenado, Justin Turner, Josh Donaldson, Nathaniel Lowe, and then our outfield is Aaron Judge, Joey Gallo, Juan Carlos Stanton, Michael Conforto, Andrew McCutcheon, and Ramon Laureano, who is on death row. So,
yes.
Yeah.
2 free agent wide receivers, one of which is going to prison, apparently, according to Travis.
All right, so that leaves us with football, and we are about to be on the clock shortly, right? Why did this do this? Oh, because
it does that occasionally, yeah, when you change your screen.
Yeah, so we're going to be on the clock next. Right now we have a 3-4-8-2 build. I think we can kind of do whatever we want here. I think we should probably take an RB.
Yeah, running back or wide receiver for sure.
So for RB, this is...
Who's your preference amongst these kind of top handful of names, or do you prefer like one of the rookies like Algier or something? I don't have a strong take.
Yeah, I don't either, because I thought that
maybe Sony
would be here.
I think maybe the best bet would be Sony and see where he lands, or Foreman. Foreman is kind of the CMC handcuff.
See, I kind of like Jackson. I think Jackson has the most upside of those 3 guys, but
that's fair. The only reason I bring up Sony is just because of the free agent unknown, right? If he lands somewhere, then there's I mean, I can't imagine a scenario in which Sony doesn't sign somewhere where we're not at least drafting him in best ball, basically, is my thought. Like, even if it's the 3rd running back for the Rams, he probably still goes in the 20th round.
Can I sell you on taking Tyler Huntley in the 19th?
Yeah.
So I think he's my most owned quarterback, and I've talked about this a million times, but the absolute upside you have with Tyler Huntley, who I don't think is going to get traded at this point.
No.
But right now we're only looking at these backup quarterbacks and like these, your Jacoby Brissett's, your Teddy Bridgewater's, like Yeah, I mean, Brissett's fine, especially because he's probably starting in Cleveland for the first handful of games.
Yeah.
But true upside, Tyler Huntley comes in, top 10 quarterback, like almost every week. So, and it's not like Lamar plays a game that he's not going to get, like, for injuries happen with these quarterbacks with the run first style. So I know he's dropped back a lot more. I just think with the pure upside that you have with Huntley, I've been snagging him in the 19th round pretty much almost every draft, because you're taking a dart out and throwing it at a board anyways. I might as well take it at the guy that can absolutely win me a tournament. And I think
that's the thing that has been so fascinating to me with the SuperFlex format is, like, I never would have thought about like contingent value quarterbacks before, you know what I mean? And now that's something, there's conversations in the Discord happening every day about that. And I think Huntley is the best example. It's still not out of the realm of possibility that he gets traded. It's very, very unlikely, I think, at this point. But it's not out. It's not a 0% chance. I mean, shit. Like, send him to Carolina. Let him go play. Let him go play. Like, he can't be worse than Sam. He can't be worse than Sam Darnold. And they're talking to Cam Newton again. Like, what are we doing here? But so that is still in the range. It's very, very low. But like, no one else back here has that, even in their range.
Exactly.
And then we saw the upside. Now it's not consistent, right? Because he's not Lamar. He's a really good athlete, but he's not, a superstar NFL quarterback. And so, he has the 10-point games, but then, he has 10-point game, 13-point game, 14-point game, 35-point game, right? And so, but that doesn't exist back here. It's just like somebody. This is a good segue into Sean in the chat. Is that like, what do you think of Carson Strong? I actually kind of like I'm a noted Bailey Zappi truther, but lump Carson Strong into that same thing, where like more of the mid to late round rookie quarterbacks that I actually think are draftable in this, because they're probably going to be backups. But in theory, they're going to land in a spot where a team is looking, right, one of these, Atlanta or something like that, where like they're looking for the young quarterback. Maybe they suck and they bench Mariota halfway through the year and you get Carson Strong. The problem is centered around this Huntley conversation is those guys don't run. They're not great athletes. They weren't even like, the only reason Zappi was an awesome fantasy asset in college was because they threw it 60 times a game. So they're not like incredible fantasy assets, whereas we know Huntley can be that. So like, you get to the fantasy playoffs and Huntley, Lamar's hurt, or Tony pointed out, Lamar's sick. He runs back to the locker room. They got the tight cheeks running back to the back to the locker room. Like, Huntley can go out and put up a ceiling game for you. So I agree. He's the best contingent value quarterback bet by far in this. I've
been using him as a handcuff for Lamar when I get Lamar, and I don't think it's that crazy, because
I think it's not running back. It's not like, you can't think about it like running back, because it's not. Right. Getting those points at quarterback is absolutely necessary, and there's only 32 of them at running back. It's not the same thing. And so I actually think the handcuffing thing can make sense at quarterback.
I also don't hate handcuffing running backs. Hear me out before you shut off the stream. If you're getting them in the 19th or 20th round.
Okay. We are not going to at all talk about handcuffing a running back. Okay.
Listen,
kidding.
The one guy I handcuffed last year was CMC early in tournaments when I was getting Chuba in the 20th round. So like, if I'm going to dart throw the 20th round, like, it wasn't like I was doing it every draft that I had CMC, but like, it wasn't I wasn't doing it with Zeke with Pollard, because like the draft capital is
cost. The cost is the big thing.
Yeah.
The cost is the big thing. Yep.
So if it makes sense, I'll do it. But, like if Tyler Huntley first, it'll never happen. But if he was going like 10th round, of course I'm not going to handcuff him to Lamar. It's just silly. So I think it really matters about what you're looking at in the draft. So we got 4 quarterbacks, we got 5 RBs, 8 wideouts, and 2 tight ends. I think we just kind of have a luxury pick here. We could,
Yeah.
other than tight end, unless there's like a strong tight end, which we know there's not. I'm fine with going with any of the other 3 positions if there's a guy that you absolutely love in this spot.
Yeah, there's not can we just pull up wide receiver really fast to
Sure.
see? I just want to see what if there's any of the rookies available that would be possible Chiefs targets. I don't really think so. I don't think Mechie is a guy. I don't think Justin Ross is a guy. So maybe Tolbert. You can Jalen Tolbert in the queue just as a fallback option in case we can't find
Why is
anybody.
Robinson falling so far?
Oh, let's do Wandale. Wandale is a fun player. I understand how little he is. Like, trust me, I also can read the combine, measurements and stuff like that. But like that level of production doesn't really come around all that often. And I'll probably get on my soapbox at some point during this summer when we get into the heart of drafting season, where like my belief is like good football players are good football players. And that the NFL and the game of football is changing so much in that, like, honestly, if the Tavon Austins of the world would have been now, I think he might have had a different career. Like, maybe that's crazy and Tavon just sucks. And he probably did just suck. But, that archetype of a player, which is what Wandale is, little, tiny, I think has a chance to succeed in this modern day NFL. And so I think that the size thing is something from we're holding over guys' heads from kind of, decades of how the NFL has operated, but the game of football is not that way anymore. So I'm still pretty in on Wandale.
Yeah, I was actually shocked to see him down that far because in the regular big board, he'd been going, 16,
Like
17.
I was about to say 17th round or something.
Yeah. So I was wondering if I missed something, and that's why he was dropping out of draft. I mean, I know the quarterbacks are getting put up, but
yeah.
So want to just hit on our team real quick. We got Mahomes, Wentz, Corral, Tyler Huntley for our quarterbacks, which I don't hate. I actually like that quarterback stacking.
It's a good team.
We got Javonte Williams, Saquon Barkley, Miles Sanders, Darrell Henderson, my least favorite player in the NFL, Sony Michel. So there's the
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about
object
that.
on our team. Wide receiver, we have Diggs, McLaurin, Mooney, Burks, Claypool, Fuller, Chenault, Wilson, Wandale Robinson, which, dude, I love our wide receivers.
Pretty damn good.
Like, if some of these guys are just rotating as spike week guys, yeah, wheels up with that. And then we got Kittle and Logan Thomas. So one thing I just noticed that I was not even thinking about when we took Logan Thomas is that we stacked him with Wentz. I think because of all the chaos that was going on.
Yes, I thought we brought that up. Maybe not. There was so much chaos. There was so much chaos in the last. We're live for an hour and 13 minutes. There was so much chaos in that time that I can't remember everything very, very clearly. But I thought we brought that up.
We might have. I might have been freaking out about baseball or something at that point. So, what did you think of doing the 4 drafts? I want to know if you. We only messed up once.
We messed up once, and it was our 3rd total pick, right?
Of the 4.
Literally the 3rd pick we made, which I actually think that made it super fun. Shout out to everybody whether you happen to just be in it before or you're watching and you joined with us. Like, the fact that every draft literally filled the moment we clicked in was like, that's crazy, dude. Like, that made it so much. It was a blast. I was like, not like actually truly stressing, but I was like, this is like,
you weren't clicking the buttons.
Yeah, well, that's true. I wasn't clicking the buttons. I did offer, to be fair, to click the buttons. Rob has a much bigger screen than I do. So we went that route. But I really did think that it was a lot, even more fun than I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be kind of a shit show and obviously chaotic, but it was pretty awesome. We'll have to figure out a way obviously there won't be more sports to draft during the summer, but like maybe when NBA comes around or something, they might have like MLB playoff or something like that. God knows what else Underdog is gonna launch, right? And we can do something again, in the late summer.
Well, if we get good enough feedback, maybe we'll do this one more time before the playoffs start, and we can do this.
Yeah.
If people really like this, we don't know. We couldn't even watch the chat. So I'm gonna have to go back and scroll the chat at some point or something and see.
Sarshibe in the chat says weekly decathlon. Like, let's pump the brakes. My mental health. I love you guys. My mental health is more important than doing it. Like it was legitimately stressful, and like I'm like I need to go take a nap now after this.
Yeah, and I don't even know how long we would be able to do this. The only other time we might be able to do it is if we don't do one like next week is October, maybe when NBA is starting, NHL is starting. We can do the football resurrection if that's up.
Right.
And baseball playoffs will already be started probably. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I want to do it. And we're not doing it in September because I can't imagine us doing this in the middle of football season starting. It's just be a little too much. So maybe we'll do one more of these. We'll see what the feedback is. I thought it was stressful, but I thought it was a lot of fun. I don't think you see a lot of other people doing stuff like that. So I thought that made it interesting. We probably leaned heavy on the football talk, but that's what we know, right? So
right.
Well, especially me, a little more about the other sports, but football is kind of my bread and butter, where I can talk basketball. I can't really talk baseball. I can't really talk hockey too much. So
I definitely can't talk hockey. We can barely pronounce the names of the hockey players. But no, I think I'm really happy that we did it. I think that anybody that stuck with us through it, I'm sure there were moments where you were like, this is a stone disaster. But I think it's a good example of, a lot of content in this whole space gets really stale. And hopefully we can try to push some little bit more fun, a little bit more unique, a little bit more. Let's just enjoy ourselves for an hour, kind of being crazy or whatever, doing things maybe outside of our comfort zone, as opposed to, I like to talk about strategy and players and all that stuff too. But there's only, literally like 1 million people out there doing that exact same thing. So hopefully you can come here and enjoy maybe a little bit something different now and then.
And just 2 more points. Maybe we've earned Underdog giving us a sign-up code for Spike Week. That would be nice, right?
We have one.
Oh, do we? Do we have one?
Spike.
Well, see, I knew that.
I think it's Spike. I forget between all the different sites, but promo code Spike. Well, it's in the description. If you're watching, it is literally in the description.
If we have promo code Spike, I'm just going to throw it on stream that I want my badge from Underdog that I've been hammering for.
Now that is true.
I want my 74th badge up in the top corner. Oh, see, there we go. Use promo code Spike. So yeah, use promo code Spike and Underdog. I want my badge. That's all I want. I'm the 74th best ball player in the world, and I just want a badge to commemorate that. Bime4 got $10,000 for being like the 13th best or whatever we've decided he was. I got like $5. I just want a badge. That's all.
So we still haven't. We have to finalize this before, because we're definitely going to do some stupid ass content before the summer comes around. We have to finalize officially how to calculate Pete and I's ranking amongst the best ball players in the world, because we're obviously 50% of the 9th best best ball player in the world. But what does that mean?
Well, it doesn't slide me down. That's all I can say is that you can't. I am 74th, and I'm claiming it. So
is somebody else dropping out, and you already get dibs? You call dibs?
You're like 13 and a half or something, both of you, and I'm not sliding. I refuse. Like it's part of the bylaws of this ranking. I was shown as 74th, and I will be 74th. So that's where we're at. And Underdog, I want my damn badge. So that's where we're going. Other than that, I don't have much else to add.
I don't have anything else. We're a smidge over time. Thank you guys. Seriously, if you suffered through this with us, I really appreciate it. It was a fun experiment. Hopefully you at least got like a little bit of enjoyment out of it. It wasn't just pure torture. But
let us know in the Discord for sure.
That's pretty funny. You're now 75th according to the chat. You got bumped down. You got bumped down one.
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah, go to the Discord. If you absolutely hated this, like all feedback is welcome, or drop it in the YouTube comments. We'll see it anywhere. If you absolutely hated it, of course, let us know. If you enjoyed it, if you were meh on it, all feedback is welcome. But I thought it was a lot of fun. We're going to try to do stuff like this moving forward. And maybe we will do another one of these, like Rob mentioned, while we have the opportunity to do so before baseball and the playoffs of these other sports. But I think that'll wrap us up. Everybody have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday. We're actually, for other MLB, big MLB fans, we're starting MLB streams next week, among obviously all the other stuff that we're trying to do. So on Monday, you will see us back here doing MLB drafts and tons of other fun stuff here on Spike Week. We'll catch you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Later.
Peace.